Dancer, welcome. Boom. Oh, it won't let me go live on Twitter. Well, oh well, that's what it is. So there we go. Well, welcome. Hi, it's Tuesday night. A little bit late here, but I was doing an interview with some folks. Hi, guys. Welcome. Good to see you. All of you little Instagrammers. We're over here on Instagram and LinkedIn and all those other things. What we normally do is you guys kind of set the tone for what you want to talk about. You come up with a topic. You can ask questions. It's kind of whatever you want to do. I just got done interviewing a gentleman with a really cool story, but he can't get it out very well because he's a gentleman who has a different ability, what we call, not a disability, but a different ability. So I was doing a video because we're going to put together a video. He lives with Albert Taylor, which is one of our clients. And you come out of a situation like that, and you can't help but be a little bit humbled because we take for granted how easily we as human beings, in the so-called normal world can come up with, hi, Denise, we can come up with whatever we need to. But sometimes when you have a difficulty, and I think those can be in all kinds of ways. They get in your way, and it makes life a little bit harder. So I don't know. I always come off of one of those interviews talking to folks that I'm just a little bit humbled. Stephen Martin Allen, I'm doing fine. I've got some interesting news yesterday. I went to a sports performance medical expert in Helena, Montana, because I have shoulder issues, and discovered that there's really nothing I can do about it, which is a little depressing. I'm a really active guy, and I've got some arthritis in my shoulder. I hurt it a few years ago, probably pinched a nerve, and now I have atrophy in some of my muscles around my shoulder, and there's absolutely nothing they can do. So it's kind of a bummer, to be 65, and I don't want to be, but obviously I've learned to kind of make it around it and that kind of thing. So, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, except for I'm not going to do any weights over my head. I'm bone on bone. And fortunately, it doesn't hurt much. It's not like a lingering pain, either that or I'm used to it. Hey, Sarah. Last night I was trying to do a live on TikTok, and somebody brought up the people who are not supposed to be here issue, and we use the I word that describes them, the two I words. No, I'm still doing jump splits at the club, Stephen. But anyway, then they shut me down. Like TikTok just shut me down and said I wasn't following community standards. I'm so sick of this censorship stuff. You know what I mean? I'm sick of that. I think I'm just in a mood. You guys, you get me in a mood. I'm tired of people. I had some guy write me and say 11 of your followers are private messaging me. Do you know the kind of people who follow you? And of course, this is like some left-wing guy, and he's all butthurt about it. And it's like, I don't control who follows me and what you guys say. I don't care. I mean, I care that you follow me. That's great. I'm glad. But I'm not here. I'm not your babysitter. You're adults. And I'm tired of the world treating people like that. Rick opens his mouth and speaks a word of truth, and TikTok tells nope. It's unbelievable, Stephen. And that's just the beginning. Homeopathic laser therapy. Catherine, does that work? And where do I find that? I don't care, Sarah. It's just that it irritates me because I hate that attitude. So this dude thinks you're their daddy. Yeah. Hey, Chase. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. No, he was all angry about, like, why don't you control the people and what they say on your page? I said, isn't that what social media should be? Is just where people can express their opinions. And it wasn't even like a political thing. It was just some guy, probably talking about apple pie or something. I don't know. So anyway, So yeah, my shoulder doctor told me that it's just going to have to be this way, and there's nothing they can do. So I guess this side right here, my rotator cuff has bone. There's just bone on there. But I can lift it. But I do. I mean, I do. It is an effort to get it up there, like that. So, so it was a little depressing because it's like I want to be able to do everything I'm doing. And he says, well, you probably will be, but it's just like I had hope that I could go back and do push-ups again. But now he said I have to do push-ups like this. I can't do them with my arms out because it puts too much strain on all that stuff. But he said some of my muscles like atrophied in my back. He thinks that I pinched like a nerve or something. And then the nerve didn't send a signal to my muscle for years. And so my muscle just said, see ya. So that's what it is. When you're 65, I guess these kind of things just happen. Oh, Denise and Sarah are having a little conversation there. That's good for you. Oh, I'll tell you, when Kathy and I went on our trip, we were shooting some video for over more on the other side of the Continental Divide in Montana. But it was so cloudy and stuff and rainy. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. And we both looked at each other and go, I don't think I could live like this anymore. We lived in Oregon for too long. Now, have you thought about taping it for support? I do that dancing because my shoulder always pops out. Oh, Stephen, you do that when you dance, really? Small benign boy. That's a weird name. Yeah, I guess I could try that. Huh? That's not a bad idea. I've had it taped before, but like this, when you go like that feels so good. The doctor, he was sitting there and he'd start rubbing. He goes, "Does that hurt?" And I'd be going, "Yeah, but don't stop." He looked at me. He says, "Are you liking this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Hey, how are you, benign boy? It just lets me know that it's there and it doesn't let me go past the point it pops. Huh. And you're like a young dude. Seriously, I didn't know that. Okay, Catherine, I see your homeopathic laser therapy. But if you don't have any muscle, if it's not going to bring the muscle back, right? That's what this doctor said to me is if you have surgery, there'll be surgeons that'll tell you they can fix it. But he says you're never going to get more range of motion than you have right now. I just don't want to lose any either. So you could tape it to the point it's safe. It restricts the movement slightly, but could help. I will try that. Okay, Catherine, I'll Google in my area. I've got two different things going on here. So if you hear me say something and I look like I'm crazy, it's because I probably am. But I've actually got stuff going on here, doing a dual thing. I'm doing this on Tuesday nights now. I know I'm rubbing my nose a lot. Somebody's going to write me and say, God, you're rubbing your nose, but it itches. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's you guys. Hello, Gabe. How you doing? Gabe from Coburg. Surgery not worth it then? He said surgery would do no good because there's no muscle to fix. And so he said he could give me these shots in both sides so I can hear. That would give it a little cushion that would last about 6 months. Guess how much the shots are that aren't covered by insurance? $500 a shot. So I'd need $1,000 so that'd be like $2,000 a year I'd have to have on shots. I don't think I'm going to do that. We don't cause nose itches. Denise, you may. You don't know. You don't know. How do you know? You may cause, maybe you cause a little twinkle in my nose. Maybe, Denise, you make my nose tingly. There's a thought. A bit creepy, but thought. You people over here on Facebook and LinkedIn and all that, you don't comment a lot. Only Catherine. I see a bunch of people on there, but none of you are commenting. You have nothing to say. Build more robots. Okay, that's an interesting name. So what else are you guys talking about today? What's on your mind? What's the big concern, big happiness? Going to Slocum next week for similar symptoms. Oh, really, Jensen? Well, hopefully you haven't worked yourself in, but make sure you go to somebody naturopathic too. Because remember, surgeons want to do surgery. That's I don't I don't trust I don't trust medical much anymore. Hey Sandy, how you doing? Um, well, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. I've been to Slocum. They did my wrist when I broke my wrist mountain biking here back during the pandemic or something. And I was happy with the surgery and stuff, but then they weren't going to send me to physical therapy. And and then don't listen to everything they say. Oh yeah, I'll get cut off of YouTube for this. I better be careful. Yeah, I better be real careful because YouTube doesn't like that. They shut you down for anything like medical. Um, it's like I got stuff pulled over there because I was talking about COVID and they didn't like it. Um, Emperor sent a request to live video. Great ginger and put it on your sore joints and jump up and down. My 90-year-old Russian ballet teacher did this and he was told he would never dance again. It sounds crazy. Try it and see for 3 minutes. Stephen, you just want to see if I do it, wouldn't you? I suppose you want video. I'm going to go put what is it, ginger? Great ginger on my joints and then jump for 3 minutes. I don't know, Stephen. I think you may be pulling my leg. Stay consistent. Well, see, he said to me, that's probably why everything's as good as it is. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I'll go look at that. Is because that I've been so active that it gets movement, because I'm not sitting around in a rocking chair or something. Denise, stop. You make my nose tingle. And now you want video too. I know. How about if I do it in a G string? And I'll put lots of ginger on my joints. You people. Yes, no shirt video, please. Oh, Sarah, stop. I'm not joking. Look it up. No, I will, but it does make me laugh. Okay, I get to laugh at it. Oh no, Broadwater Events is joined my live. I live in Broadwater County. Oh, we've got the big. We have the big Christmas thing. What is it called? Broadwater Events. What's it called again? The when you open up downtown, towns all do it now, but ours is on Saturday. Is that right? You're gonna correct me if you want. Hey, Sarah, is that not the best tree? My wife is so happy with our Christmas tree. She says it's like the best tree we've ever had. Rick's neighbors are like, why is this guy jumping up and down with ginger on his shoulders in a G string? Thank you. Yeah, we decided we were kind of at Hobby Lobby or something, and we should have 3 trees this year because we go out and get them, so they're $5 a piece. And yeah, so all those trees cost me $15. Unbelievable. And it looks really cool. And we're not having like guests over or anything. It's just my son's got one son is coming for Christmas and Annie, his dog, but we're not having a bunch of people over, but it's for us. You get up in the morning, I flip on the lights. I'm one of those people that has everything wired so it's on a switch so I don't have to go around and plug everything in. And all my candles, we put those electric candles in the windows and stuff, but all those are like light censored. So they were just plugged in on and on all the time. They come on in the dark and go off in the light. Does labor therapy work on muscles? The ability of LLT to stimulate stem cells and that muscle satellite cells may respond well and help repair muscles. Furthermore, the ability to reduce inflammation and lessen oxidative stress. Case of missile fatigue. Do you know how expensive it is, Catherine? And does insurance cover it? Do you know? Have you had it done? Montana must be beautiful at Christmas. Yeah, I think last year we got snow, but right now, what we love about anyway. I started to talk about this good earlier. Is we were in another part of Montana and it was real cloudy and snowy but snowy and cloudy, and we came home and what we love about the area this side of the Continental Divide is it stays sunny all the time. Like today, it was like 45 and just sunny and beautiful. I was out running and it was 18 and it was colder than hell. But I'm out and there's ice on the pond and I'm running and it's like beautiful sunny day, and we don't get that in Oregon very much. Holidays can be rough. Take your beautiful and relaxing however you can. Holidays are tough. I'm when I was a kid, I was a real fan of holidays, and as I've gotten older, we don't even do presents anymore, even with our kids. If I had grandkids, I would, but we don't do presents. We just it was about I don't know 3 or 4 years ago. We all just sat down and went, this is so dumb because you don't. There's nothing you need you can't buy yourself, and that's And Kathy and I, if I need a gun or something, I'm going to go buy a gun. I don't need you to buy me a gun for Christmas. You know what I mean? And so we just stopped, and we'd rather do adventures. So we just, Kathy and I'll probably go to Mexico in March. And so that'll be our Christmas. And then with our kids, it's like, we'll take you on a trip. Jake and Grace and Kathy and I went to Europe. So that's Christmas. I'd rather do that and have memories that they're going to remember than some other, oh, look, another tie or a box of wine under the tree. So we'll have nothing under our tree. And I'm fine with that. And that's a big thing for me because when I was a kid, I loved Christmas. And I was like, man, I needed, I loved unwrapping the presents and it wasn't a good day. I was a real strange kid. Did any of you ever do that? I think I was so, now looking back, I think I was so insecure as a kid that I like Christmas, nothing could go wrong. It had to be perfect. And I would just put it out of my mind if something wasn't going well. So it just had to be perfect, everything. And I'm not that way anymore. And I'm glad because I realized that nothing is perfect. Life's kind of, I don't know. I think it's hard. Do you? I don't know. I think it is. I think life's actually pretty tough. I mean, I see in the town we live in here in Townsend, there's a lot of people who don't have a lot of money. And I see how they live and I feel bad for them. Not sorry. I just feel bad. And I just think there's more hard luck stories than there are, and I don't know. I slept terrible last night. I kept waking up. Sunny days most of the time, cold winters with sunny skies. Bill, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Klamath Falls is in Oregon. Yeah, there are places in Oregon, and Central Oregon and Eastern Oregon have the same thing. But you and I both know why I'm not in Oregon. I can't live in a place that I know my tax dollars are being used for BS. Life is easier to take as you get older. Well, I'm older than you, Sarah. And yeah, it is easier to take when you get older, but and I'm just in this kind of mood today because I didn't sleep well. We only do it for the grands and the greats. If I ever wanted something, I can just get it. I would rather help someone who really needs it. Yeah. But the other day, I don't know why I'm talking about this shit. It's all kind of personal, actually. But I also realized why I don't want to be in a small town. You're older than me too. Oh, well, thanks Denise for reminding me. But you know what it says in the Bible? Treat your elders with respect. So you girls need to be a little bit more respectful of your elder. And that would be me. And any of the rest of you that are young. I've learned through close friends with old damage to the neck. $100 a session, that's fine. But anyway, so we live in Townsend, and I'm not complaining about the town, but I was in Helena yesterday because I had to go to that doctor's appointment. So I just took my computer and then I had to work at a coffee shop. And it was so nice to be around people because I'm in this office and, in this little town, and I don't really talk to anybody but my wife and Jeannie, my realtor friend. But other than that, and so it was so nice to be in Helena's not a big town. It's not my favorite town, but I'm there. And I saw a couple of people I've had on shows, and they came up and Rick, I recognized your hair. Hey, did I tell you? I think some of you follow me enough that you saw. It was kind of funny. I was at Libby, Montana, the little town up in the way north, almost to Canada. And I mean, it's a little town, like a couple thousand people. And Kathy and I go to this gym. And we were the youngsters because it's all old people. But this lady comes out who works there, and she comes around the corner and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh my God, Rick Dancer." I'm like, in Libby, Montana? what is that? And she goes, no, I'm from Springfield. I used to watch you on the news all the time. Like, oh, that's funny. So, we just talked for a few minutes, but I thought it was really kind of fun. And because I don't get recognized that much anymore. Then we were in Coeur d'Alene with my boys and Grace, Jake's wife. And we're walking down the street, and this lady walks by and she goes, oh my God, you're the That Montana Life guy. I have a Facebook page called, and a website called That Montana Life. And I go, yeah, where are you from? She goes, oh, I'm from California, but I'm up here and I have friends in Townsend and Montana. I said, oh, what a small world. So she was all excited because here's somebody she follows online and she actually sees them in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And I was excited because it was just kind of fun to have somebody recognize me, not from the news, but from something I'm doing today, which was fun because I get, I can't go anywhere. I should move closer to Jesse. I know he's an hour and a half away, but Bozeman is the next town over and it's really expensive. So I wouldn't mind being close to the Bozeman, but then he lives in Livingston, which is a half hour from there. It's perfect there, except that the wind blows like hell. I mean, we get wind here, but they get wind like 50, 60 miles an hour is not a big deal. That's normal. 80 is when they shut down the freeway and trucks have to drive off of the I-90 through downtown Livingston. So a lot of people move there and then 2 years later they leave because they don't want to be in that. But it's a cute little town and got a nice little feel to it. So I don't know. We don't know where we're going to end up, but we might. We're kind of thinking right now. I mean, I don't even know who you people all are. You are picky, darling Rick. It's where I live. It's like a community. Of course I'm picky. I have to be. This is where I want to be around people that I enjoy, But so we think we might, if now that Trump's elected and the economy is probably going to do better and houses will actually sell, we may put our house on the market this spring and then rent for a while till we figure out what we want to do. I don't know. We have a big house and I don't need it. So anyway, those are, I'm telling you guys everything and I don't hear you saying much of anything personal. It's because it's my show, I guess, huh? So any other thoughts and concerns that you have about what's going on in the world out there? I think I've been listening to a lot of health podcasts, and I'm super excited about Bobby Kennedy. I'm reading a book called Good. What's it called? Good. Casey Means wrote it. She's a former surgeon who now helps people get their diets in order. That's the biggest problem in America is diets. And I have a new client coming on who's going to be talking about also your mitochondria. I'm going to learn with you as we do this, but detoxifying your body. And this doctor says I guess I better not say too much. Oh yeah, what's YouTube going to do if I'm putting that out there? They'll probably shut me down. They won't like it. But these doctors are talking about how much of our problems in the world medically are actually because of the pesticides, the food, the garbage that we grow, that we eat, Fruit Loops, Captain Crunch. This doctor said, it's really funny that I'm listening to. His name's last name is Hyman, but I can't remember his first name. But he was on Tucker Carlson on a podcast. But anyway, he says he's a serial killer. He says cereal's the worst thing that was ever invented for breakfast because it's 60% sugar. And he says the two most deadly things in your diet are sugar. What was the other one? Starch. And he said cancer feeds off of sugar. So what they're doing now with a lot of people, not in the health world, is when somebody is diagnosed with cancer, they get them off sugar. But he was talking about how much sugar we eat, and less like 1.5 pounds a day, the average American, because it's in everything. So I'm excited because it's what I love about health stuff is that it's stuff you can change about your life. I mean, you can actually do something about it. Problem is, we live in America, and in my very humble opinion, people are too lazy to do anything, and they just want everything easy. And I think that's going to have to change. Yeah, but you know what, Denise? So does a good steak. Oh, Jensen, how are you? What's that? Great seeing you, Rick. TTFN. I don't know what that means. Talk to you. I don't know what that means. I'm not up on some of the latest little language things. I don't know why. I'm just not. I know some of them. Most of the nasty ones I do know because I get called them. I think that's another thing, if I'm being really honest here, too. I'm kind of tired of all the BS on social media. I'm tired of people, not you, but the people, the critics, the people that come on are just, meh, 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 meh. It's like, God. And it's just, it's like you can't even express an opinion without getting people with their undies all in a bundle. and and they don't just say, I disagree with you. They have to say, oh, you old boomer. They have to call you names and stuff. I'm just done. It's like, you know what it is? It's like, to me, hell would be living in middle school for your rest of your life. And that's what I feel like on social media sometimes. It's like being just puberty, a bunch of people reaching puberty, and they just discovered that they have hair and they can talk. And so all they did is, and then they, it's like, I don't want to live in that would be total hell for me. And that's what social media is becoming. We're watching, like, because we watch all of our numbers and stuff like that. And people just aren't hanging out on Facebook much anymore. It's become, I think it's just become really stale and angry. Instagram's a little more people on there. TikTok, a lot more people on here. We get tons of traffic on our website, and we're getting a lot more traffic on our YouTube channel, which has been weird because for 15 years it's been Facebook, and now I think people are just kind of done. And you could write, I'm a happy person. We are not. You can't be happy. It's like, my hair's white. No, it's not. It's silver. Oh, okay. Whatever makes you feel better, So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting world as the Trump administration comes in, and we'll see what he can and can't do. And I have high expectations, but I'm sure I'll be let down because he is human and stuff. I don't have any problems with his picks so far for cabinet or anything like that. Some of the people I don't know, but that's not my realm. And what's really weird, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. What other president have you seen where they talked about every single cabinet person that he's appointing or nominating? Usually you got the top ones, but you don't get every single one. It's like, I think he's just trying to bring people in to be part of the process and say, this is what I'm doing. And then the media is just going crazy over it, because they'll find something wrong with everybody. Can you imagine? He comes to you and says, yeah, I'd like to give you a job as the, Surgeon General, Rick. I'd be a great Surgeon General since I'm not really a surgeon, but I do cut people up. and then you say, yeah, I know it's a great gig and good pay, great benefits and stuff, but to get there, every little thing I've done in my life is going to be exposed. And I got too much stuff that I've done in my life that I don't need to be exposed. And can you imagine that? And plus, it's kind of interesting how we as people expect so much more. It's like when people from people that are elected. I learned this when I ran for office. I think it's really funny. Like, people go, why doesn't Congress balance the budget? Well, look at yours. Is your budget balanced? How much do you owe on your house? Now put that in perspective. How much do you owe on your car? Put that in perspective. What's on your credit card bill? And you want Congress to act differently than you do. I see. That's called hypocrisy. But it's alive and well. And that's how people do it. Well, okay, people. I'm gonna run over to TikTok. since they shut me down last night, and I'm going to explain to people what happened. So I'm going to run over there. I'm just going to do a really short little show and talk to people. But we do this every Tuesday on these channels. You can follow me at rickdancer.com, anywhere that's Rick Dancer, except for there's these actually strippers named Rick Dancer. That's not me. I strip in front of my wife, but nobody else. Well, I guess the guys at the gym. Is that too much information? But I don't dance a lot there. I mean, okay, maybe a couple times. Here, spread that around. That'll get me the Surgeon General position, I'm sure. Should we go there? You can, yeah. Might try to catch you there. Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys later, and check us out. Also, I have a website called rickdancer.com, and I write more personal stuff on there if you're interested. Sometimes it's, sometimes it's political, sometimes it's just regular. I don't know what it's going to be, but that's where I spend time. All right. See ya.